If you can hear my parents, I'm very sorry. Yes, you can. They're way too loud. If you can hear my parents, no, you can't. You can't. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. This video today is a new series I am gonna call Reading Booktubers 5-star reads. Whoa! So basically, we all get our recommendations from people that we trust, and we get a lot of them from booktubers, from book talk, and I think we always just get recommendations from someone, and I think it's really exciting to read people's 5-star reads, and immediately when you see a booktuber that you absolutely love rate something a 5-star reads, you immediately want to go out and get that book. This is just a fun little idea that I feel like will be a really fun series to read, because any 5-star read that a booktuber reads, I immediately want to go read it. So it's like one of my most anticipated reads if they come from someone that I love to watch. So I wanted to start off this series with a bang, and that bang is just me reading my favorite booktubers of all time, their 5-star reads. This includes Destiny Sedwell and Sarah Caroli. They are my favorite YouTubers, hands down. They're probably the first YouTubers, like booktubers, that I really started to watch and immediately started getting recommendations from them. I started watching Sarah Caroli like in 2021, and then I think in 2020, like early 2022, I started watching Destiny Sidwell. So I have been watching them for quite some time. You know, I feel like those two go hand in hand. Like, I couldn't just pick between them. They just go hand in hand. Like, their podcasts, any video they put out, I'm immediately watching it. Any recommendations they have, I'm immediately reading it. Or immediately want to read, because I'm a busy gal, so I don't read as much as they do. Like, that's my little backstory on them. I literally love them, and if you're watching this, I love you guys. Thank you for, I think, just making everybody's day a little brighter when you post. Do we want to see what books I chose for this video? I was going to do like 2 books and 2 5-star reads from Sarah, 2 5-star reads from Destiny, but I think I'm not gonna do that because I think it's too much, at least for me right now, because I'm reading a little slower and I want like an in-depth kind of reading vlog in my thoughts. I think the fun part is me showing you guys the books that I chose. I'm gonna do that right now, okay? For Sarah Caroli, I think this one was very, very obvious to me that I should read this one. I'm really excited to read this, and I'm trying not to hype myself up too much. One of Sarah Caroli's 5-star reads is Powerless by Lauren Roberts, and I've been wanting to read this for a very long time. I just haven't gotten around to it, and quite frankly, I'm scared because of the hype around this that I'm not going to enjoy it as much as everyone does, but it's fine. I'm going to trust her and read this book. I think this is the first one I'm going to read, but I've heard it's like a blend between The Hunger Game and like Red Queen. I haven't read Red Queen. I watched The Hunger Games, but I haven't read The Hunger Games, so I'm super, super excited. I trust her recommendations so much because I feel like when I first started reading, I found her and I's book taste to be quite similar, but we'll see. So there's that for Sarah Crowley. She adores this book, and I think it's the obvious choice. And then Happy Place. Oh wait, no. And then I keep doing this out of order. And then for Destiny Sidwell, Happy Place by Emily Henry. Yes, Emily Henry. I think they have both rated this book 5 stars. They both adore this book, but but I feel like Destiny just talks about it a little more, and she like talks about it in a way that this book like basically is engraved in her soul, and like she is characters. And I feel like when you connect to the characters that much, it just feels like your book. That's just the vibes that come off from her, that this feels like her book. I have no doubt that they both love this book equally as much, but I just feel like Destiny just talks about it more. So, and the cover is so pretty. It's so pretty. Happy Place by Emily Henry. I'm very, very excited to read these books. These two books I've just been wanting to read for the longest time, and to put it in a video I think is just the perfect, this is just the perfect video to have this in a reading vlog, you know? You know? You know? Anyway, I have to stop yapping and just start reading these. So I really hope you enjoy this video, and I really hope you enjoy this new series that I'm gonna be doing. I'm so excited. Okay, let's find out if they're good recommendations. I don't know if we have established what book I'm reading first, and it's this one. I'm really excited, but also scared. I thought after reading, I just finished reading The Love Hypothesis, and I thought after reading like a romance I would want to go into fantasy, but I'm chasing a romance book again. An emotional romance, so it's not like The Love Hypothesis, you know. But guys, I'm scared. Okay, so I have read the first chapter, so I'm literally only on page 4, but should I give you all some of my thoughts so far? After reading the first chapter, literally the only thing that crosses my mind is that I wish I had friends. Like, friendship, I feel like it's gonna be so beautifully written in here that it's gonna make me really depressed for myself. It's not that I have like 2 friends, I guess, but I'm a really low maintenance friend, and I also haven't gotten out of my way to make friends, and I'm really bad at keeping friendships. That is a me thing. I'm bad at keeping friends. I can't keep friends. I'm really bad at texting. I don't like it. I like my alone time. I don't like going out too much. But it's also maybe because I haven't found the right friends. I'm only 20. I haven't found any friends that I really have a lot in common with, especially now, because I feel like I've changed so much since high school that I just don't know. But anyways, that's literally all my thoughts already from just 4 pages. Yeah. Give a little update. I am on page 78. So far I feel nothing. That's so bad. I'm so sorry. No, I feel indifferent right now, and usually I feel like by page 70, this far along, I should be feeling something, and I'm not. I just feel, it's very strange because I just feel very indifferent with all the characters and the plot that's going on right now. And I feel like we're getting into it. So that's my thoughts. I'm sorry for being very brutally honest, but that's just how I feel. Oh my god, I feel really strange. But that's also what happens when you hype things up too much. So, but I'm not done yet. I'm just feeling indifferent now. Maybe it will change in like a couple of chapters. I think the main characters, Wynn and Harriet, I have a feeling it's going to be miscommunication. I'm not excited for that. And yeah, That's literally what I feel right now. That's all I feel. Very indifferent. I feel so sad. Okay, it's fine. I wanted to give you all a little update on my reading. I did start school, so it probably was not the best time, if I'm being honest, to start this, but I started like a week ago. It's just I got really anxious about school, so it's just been taking me a little longer. But wait, I'm just gonna get into it. Hold on. Last time I talked to you all, I was talking about how indifferent I felt about this book, and I forgot what page I was on, but I'm now on page 122, and I still kind of feel indifferent. I feel so bad for saying that, because I just feel bad for saying that. The one thing I do catch myself thinking about though is that, wow, these quotes they're beautiful. The quotes in here are beautiful. Like, objectively, it's good writing. I can't say I say objectively very, 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 very lightly, because most books are subjective. But, you know, this isn't mediocre writing by any means. However, I just think the way Emily Henry writes, I can't connect to the characters for whatever reason. I don't know what it is. But I'm just gonna keep reading. I'm on page 122. I'm gonna actually start highlighting though, just because I think maybe highlighting will keep me like engaged and like really think about the quotes, maybe. Everyone, so I just took a nap, so if I look like an alien, I'm sorry, but I'm about to make my coffee, and I wanted to talk about, wait for it, Happy Place. I've not finished it. I don't know if that came off of me finishing it. I am a little over halfway, and I promised myself I wasn't going to talk about anything until I was halfway through, because I literally had the same opinion until a little bit before the halfway point. I'm actually starting to really enjoy it. I think without a doubt, objectively her writing is amazing. You can disagree, obviously. All in all, art is subjective, but it's definitely not bad. Like, I've seen bad writing and I've read bad writing, and this is not bad writing. The one thing that I think kind of disconnects me from the character is that she writes in a way that is kind of like third person, but she's writing in first person, if that makes any sense. I don't know what word is best to describe that, but I love third person. I can read third person and enjoy it fine. I love first person, but she writes in a way that she's telling a story, which, duh, it's a book. But when I'm in first person, I think I like more adjectives and verbs to describe what they're doing, so I can feel more connected in their perspective more. But her quotes are undeniably good. Like, I love them, and she definitely can iron out feelings of a second chance romance really well. Like, I'm gonna try and find some things I tabbed. That when I wake up too early to my alarm screaming, I still reach toward his side of the bed. Like, if I can hold on to him for a minute, it won't be so hard to make it through another grueling day at the hospital, and a never-ending series of grueling days. Like, this is just painful. At some points. I feel like I can understand. Like, I don't necessarily love miscommunication tropes, but if it's done in a way I can understand why they're not communicating, it's fine. It's good. It's a good book. But I feel like they haven't really gotten into the details as to why they're not communicating. It's like something happened and we didn't even talk about it, and it seems like they just didn't communicate. Because sometimes miscommunication tropes, there'll be a certain point where like there's so much hurt and so much build up to the miscommunication that it's understandable why they didn't communicate, because there's so much hurt tied to a moment. But I just haven't gotten to that point yet, and I think that's what's frustrating me. But anyway, yeah, I'm enjoying it a little more. Definitely. And I'm enjoying all the feelings that's making me bubble up, arise in my chest and my heart. So, everyone, can we please get Emily Henry, can we please get a story of Sabrina and Parth? Like, I love them. I do love them, and I feel like we didn't get their love story. Like, why? I feel like we just saw them get together randomly. We didn't really see their love story, and I want it. I do. I want it. I love them. I see myself in Sabrina, and Parth, I feel like is perfect for her. I need a book with them. ASAP. I'm gonna keep reading. I have finished. I have finished Happy Place. So let's talk about it. I did write some stuff down because I have a lot to say. So for the first 40% of this book, I felt very indifferent towards the characters. I don't think I connected with them for a lot of it, because at times I felt like I knew the personalities more of the side characters than I did of the two actual main characters. More than I knew Harriet and Wynn, which maybe that's just me, but all this is my opinion. So they came off really aggressive, but it is all my opinion, so don't take this to heart. That's just how I felt. Okay, so I did feel disconnected at times from the writing, because at times it felt like the narrator was not talking in the present or describing her feelings in the present, but more like telling a story from the past and how she felt, if that makes sense. Like, oh, like 5 months ago I was doing this, and then I felt like he was doing this, and it's not like you're talking in the present, if that makes any sense. That's how, like, is the best I can possibly put it right now. But that's why I felt disconnected from the story. Oh, I love Sabrina and Parth. Can I please have a book just of them and their story, because I feel like we barely got their story at times. And I love Sabrina. She's me. I am her. I love Parth. Harriet, I related to her, and I feel like academic validation, I felt very seen in that. And then I connected to Wynn a lot, because I feel like I can be Wynn too. I just wanted to say that I've come to a conclusion that I'm rating this a solid 4 stars. I honestly thought I was going to rate it less, just from the beginning of this book and how indifferent I felt towards all the characters. But now, like, I tabbed it quite a bit. The quotes, I wanted to cry so many times. And partially, I think it's also because if I read this book maybe a year from now, when I am more healed, because I'm going through a breakup, I'm going through a lot of what Wynn and Harriet have felt like I think I relate to their situation so much that at times I had to disconnect also. I'm using this word a lot, but that's literally how I felt throughout the book. Like, I literally had to disconnect in order to not go down a spiral or feel too much, because this literally is so much like my situation that I'm not healed enough to come to terms with these feelings yet. So maybe in the future I would have rated this 5 stars. And I have heard that Emily Henry's books, like, it is about time and place a lot of the times. Like, you have to be at a certain point in your life to love her books. Like, I truly would have given this 5 stars if I was healed, basically. It is a really good book though. Like, I definitely recommend everybody read it. Just personally, me and what is going on in my life, it was very hard to read it, which is why I rated it only 4 stars. And also, I don't have a group of friends, and I don't have friends in general, so I think I wasn't able to relate, or it made me feel sad in a way to not have a friend or a friend group that I can love and cherish and call family like that. So yeah, not to like dump all the sadness onto you guys, but I think if you don't have like a girlfriend group, this will probably make you depressed but you don't have that. And I hope I do one day. Like, I really hope I do. I think I just haven't found it yet, and sometimes you feel like you never will, but I'm still hoping for that, not to get really depressed and give away too much information about my life. But it's my channel, so I'm gonna do what I want, I guess. I think it's just my life, and the point that I am in my life, it just didn't hit as much as someone that maybe has a group of friends or has close relationships to their friends or is healed, basically. I'm just sort of explaining why I think I didn't like it, and it generally feels like it's just a me problem. Like, it definitely feels like it's just a me problem. Basically, it was me, not you. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm going to reread this book, most likely, hopefully, in like a year. I'm not gonna stop thinking about this book. I feel like books can do this to you. It's crazy. Like, I don't know how to say it, but books will just make you feel a certain type of way, and they are so magical and relative to your life. Anyways, I'm gonna stop ranting because I just have kept ranting. I'm sorry, this book just has made me think a lot.
Just true things that people are tired of being true. Word, we have what I think is a backgammon set. I grabbed Grandma 2 outfits. Grabbed her a pair of pants. Oh, good. And everything worked out with a check. Yep, and the fishman was happy because I laughed at the COD joke.
I have started to read Powerless. We're on to this one. So far I have not gone very far. Literally, I'm chapter 2, page 17. So I have no thoughts, except I'm basically just gonna say what's on the back of the book, that I met Hayden, the main character, and I think that's how you say her name. And there was a plague, and then there's ordinaries, and then there's the elites. Basically, she's oppressed. So there's that. I have no idea how I'm gonna like this book. Like, literally zero clue. I have heard that it's very similar to The Hunger Games. I watched The Hunger Games. I've never read The Hunger Games, and I don't think I ever will, just because I didn't enjoy. Don't kill me, please don't kill me. But I didn't love The Hunger Games. I think it's obviously a masterpiece in creativity, but I just didn't love all the characters. and I don't know what it was, but I didn't obsess over it as much as everyone else does. So I don't think I'm ever gonna read the books, unfortunately. Maybe one day, but that's not really in the forefront of my mind. But I am really curious to read this, obviously, because my favorite booktuber loves this book. So yes, on to this one.
This Culbertson fellow even mentioned Ben Bernanke.
I promised I will. But actually, I was thinking maybe I'd hang out here with you guys a little longer and go back next week.
What? Don't be silly, Rory. Are you going back today?
Well, I've only missed 2 days.
2 days? It's funny.
But it's just the beginning of school. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's not a big deal.
It is a very big deal. Plus, we already decided.
Well, yeah, but haven't you ever decided something and then changed your mind?
Like, really, he's fine.
Okay, well, what about you?
What about me?
Huh? Okay, but for how long?
I don't know, honey. He just said he needed some time.
How much time?
He didn't say. Look, I've had my hands full here, so I just really didn't want to get into it over the phone.
Well, do you want me to call him and just see what's going on?
Absolutely not.
Well, what is this?
Like, we're gonna go back to school, like our original plan. It's a classic case of she said, she said. Hi, Mrs. Santiago.
Her boyfriend, really?
She's got a...
shoes on. Anyway, it was really fun. My workout class, there's one little thing that, like, I don't really know who's in charge of it. When I drive to my workout class, there's like this sign that way that you drive past, and they'll be like, today was surf summer. They talk about books and stuff, and when I first started it, I didn't know like whose voice would. It took me like weeks to like get it down, but like
I'm only on page 21, and why did I just giggle like from this man?
30 or 40 pages left when I went to my class, and I was like, I don't want to put this down. Like, I put on
Everybody, I have gone further into this book. I'm on page 88, and I have some thoughts. Finally, it's currently pouring outside, so it's like perfect ambiance for me to read, except I have like 3 hours of homework left to do, so there's that. But anyways, we're not gonna think about that. I feel very, very connected to the characters already. I feel very connected to Peyton. It is similar to the Hunger Games, but they have powers, and I honestly love anything that there's powers involved, like X-Men, like Fourth Wing, anything like that. If it has powers, I'm eating it up. Getting to know like, oh, what type of powers everyone has, how they can control it, the tiers of it, it's like, it's really interesting to me, and it keeps me very, very intrigued. I do want to say there's something that happened in the beginning of the book with Kai, the main character, and I was like, I swear to God, if he goes through with this, I'm not gonna like him the whole entire book. Like, there's nothing that he can do to redeem himself from this, but thankfully we're good. I do love plot and fantasies, so I heard that the second book kind of falls off on the plot, which kind of scary, but I'm not gonna think about that and just try to enjoy this book right now. So I finally got Powerless on Libby, because, you know, it finally opened up, I guess. So I'm gonna be reading it on my Kindle, and I'm so excited because I feel like that's gonna make me read this book faster. It's not that it's a bad book, guys. Like, this is gonna be a recurring theme in my videos, is that I get stressed out about school, and I'm really, really busy. Like, I have a serving job and I have 4 classes, so it's just a lot. So I don't have all the time in the world to read, but I do love reading, so I always try and make time for it. But anyway, yeah, I think me having it on my Kindle is gonna make me read this book faster. right now I'm currently on, I'm like 46% through, and I'm on the first trial. I finally got to the trials. I do feel connected to the characters. I love Hayden, Kai. I think their characters are pretty complex. I have no idea how this is all gonna pan out, because there's this one character, like the king, like, well, the future king is, kind of love him. Like, I kind of love him. Is he gonna have a book? I hope he does. I am on chapter 44. My thoughts, I feel bad for some of the characters that like die, and I'm just thinking like, wow, these trials bring out the worst in people. Like, duh, but like, it's just sad. I'm definitely starting to, like, I'm 70% through, and now I'm finally kind of starting to connect to Peyton and Kai. I'm tired. There's something in the book that has to do with the two brothers, and I honestly never saw that, like, kind of being part of the plot. I never heard about it until I started reading it, so that's interesting. So Jack's the brother of Kai and Kit. I love him, and I really hope he gets a book. I don't know, I'm always thinking of side characters and like, oh, I hope you get a book. I hope you get mentioned more. I hope you get a love interest. I think that's always so fun in books, to have like the side characters find their love interest. I was like, who's it gonna be? Them. I didn't bring my camera, but I was at the gym and I was reading my Kindle, and I'm like, it says I'm 80% through, 88% through, which at first I was like, oh, like, I'm sure, like, I'm only gonna be on the channel for like 20 minutes. I don't think that much is gonna happen. Tell me why the most flabbergasting, unexpected thing happened, which maybe I should have guessed it, but I did it. And it was literally so sad, and I almost started crying at the gym. So embarrassing, but I held it together. I was definitely teary-eyed. I'm gonna eat Taco Bell, which, yes, it does contradict what I just ate, that I just worked out, but I don't care. I'm confused. Okay, keep reading.
The more I loved it. I immediately after finishing it was like, wait, I want you to reread, because did I just stop? No, wait, I just looked in the back.
Why would you care?
Rachel lives in South Louisiana with her husband and daughter. She loves curse words. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, because I'd love to have you here more often. Always such a fun reading time. Anyways, I will see you guys.
I just finished my book, But first, I wanted to show you all what I got from Barnes & Noble today. Look how beautiful. This makes me want to watch How to Train a Dragon again. I love that movie. My favorite kids movie ever. But like, this is gorgeous. It's so pretty. Oh my god. Okay, I'm so happy. Did I need another copy of this? No, it's gonna be my last 4th wing copy. I have 3. I didn't think this was gonna come out in sprayed edges. And I just love dragons in general. Like, I need to read more books about dragons. That I feel like this would just look so cute on my shelf. Oh my god. Okay, I'm sorry. Back to the review. I just finished the book. It's so pretty. I just organized, like, did we see that? I just organized it super randomly. I have finished. I finished. And so, here are my thoughts. My rating is a solid 4. So, the story follows Pei and Kai. Pei is an ordinary, which means that she has no powers, and Kai is the prince of Ilion. He is an elite, meaning he has really like a higher level of power. Basically, they are both sent to these trials, and they're, you know, falling for each other, but he doesn't know that she's an ordinary. So yeah, there's a summary for that. I'm gonna start with positive things. It took me a while to finish this, but I was also reading another book in between this. Is that a positive thing? No, Emily. My camera battery is about to die. But anyways, I think the banter between them was really good. I think the plot was really interesting. I didn't connect to the character right away, but towards the end I almost cried for this one character, which was really heartbreaking, by the way. I did have preconceived notions of wanting this to be a 5-star read because everyone loves this so much. 4 stars is not bad at all, and I'm still gonna fully trust Sarah and Destiny's recommendations, even though, you know, they're not like my 5-star reads, but a lot of the books they have recommended are, and none of these were 2 stars or 3 stars. So like, I feel like that is amazing. I did feel really disconnected, and I do love a slow burn. Like, immediately they were flirting, immediately they had these feelings, which personally I love slow burns more than I do like kind of like instant, like I felt something for you, and they were like flirting right off the bat. And I think I would have loved to see more like connection later on. I don't know. So with this book, the writing to me I didn't love. I have come to notice that the writing has to be a certain way for me to really love a book. For example, I don't love this type of writing where he's like, but he does. He doesn't. Does he? He should. Shouldn't he? I shouldn't. Should I? Or she's the flower to my bee. This is like not what it says at all, but like, she's the flower to my bee, she's the da-da-da-da-da-da, she's this and this and this, and like just repeating the same thing but expanding the sentence in sentences. And not a fan. Like, I'm just not a fan of that type of writing. I feel like that writing I just don't like, and I realized that it did like distract me from the story sometimes, but it was fine. It's still 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. The ending had me hooked, and it sets up really well for the next book, I think. So I will be continuing the series. At least I'm not like dropping the series. I did enjoy it enough to continue with the series. Yeah. And quick little wrap up on this book. I have not stopped thinking about these characters. I have not stopped thinking about this situation. This plot line, the love story in this, I haven't stopped thinking about it. That doesn't mean it's a 5 stars, which it usually does. and I still stand by my 4-star rating while reading it, but I want to go back and read this so bad. And I sound like a broken record because I have no clue how many times I've said this already, but I have to heal, and this hit really close to home. So I feel like because of that, I had to disconnect from my battery died. I don't know why this always happens on my intros, but anyway, my outros. Anyways, because of that, I had to disconnect myself from the characters and from the story while reading it. Like, I had to like be like, okay, you have to disconnect yourself as much as you can without ruining the story. Unconsciously, I did that because if I immersed myself in these characters and connected with them, it would have not been good for me mentally. I won't think I'll ever stop thinking about this book until I reread it, or maybe I'll think about it more. I don't know. But I don't know what this says about this book, but I want everyone to read it, and maybe it will be a 5-star one day. I don't know. I literally can feel it. Like, I can feel it. It was... Thank you, Sarah and Destiny, for recommending this book because it shattered me, and I will never stop thinking about this book. Cheers to me reading 2 of the most hype books from 2023. Thank you, Destiny and Sarah, for giving me these 2 books. One really fun read, and then one book that altered my brain. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you tune to the next part of this series, or tune in for any of my other upcoming videos if you want. And thank you all so much for watching, and I hope I see you all next time. Bye.